Well, hello everybody and welcome to MikeyTaylorGaming, where today we're taking a look into the world of new Super Mario Bros. Wii glitches for the Nintendo Wii, obviously. Now, we've got a special guest speaker in today in the form of TCCO, or the cut content of, and without further ado, I'm just going to throw it on over to him instead of talking at you guys for over a minute pointlessly. I hope you all enjoy, and I will see you all at the end card.
First up today, we're going to start off with a glitch that could actually be helpful, or if that's too much of a change for this channel, it could be unhelpful depending on how you use it. Enter into the World 4 castle when you've got an ice power-up active, and you'll be able to grab an unlimited amount of coins with a simple glitch that involves a Koopa and the grating that you can climb onto. All you've got to do is freeze one of these guys climbing around the grate and spin it before they hit the ground. And that's it. As you can see, you've turned the Koopa into a coin fountain, which is something you wouldn't even find in Vegas, so make the most out of it. That's the helpful side of the glitch, but what exactly could be unhelpful about infinite coins, you might be asking? Well, so many coins get spawned into the game at once that you'll notice it starts to slow down pretty noticeably once you let them roam free. The Wii just can't keep up with how many objects are being created, and it lags out massively. Apparently it can even crash the game too, but that didn't happen to us no matter how long we left them to spawn, so I don't know if that's true. The best part about this glitch is that you actually end up forgetting what 60 frames per second feels like. Seriously, as soon as all the coins are gone, you can't even play the game properly because it just doesn't feel right. It's like it's being played in fast forward or something. As we all know, in most games out there, there's always one helpful glitch like this, but it's usually joined by a ton of pointless ones. So I'm going to hand back over to Mikey to introduce the start of the useless glitches this game has to offer. Take it away, Mikey.
Thanks, TCCO. Just as you mentioned there, this game has quite a few pointless glitches, and when I say a few, I mean pretty much all of them. So I'll kick them off with a couple of glitches that you can do with the Spinies in this game that aren't all that impressive. They're still glitches though, so you better have fun with these. For the first one, you're going to want to make your way through the game to World 2-5 and find a Yoshi in the level before reaching the section with the Lakitu who throws Spinies down at you. Use Yoshi to lick up a Spiny and you'll be able to spit it inside some of the walls in this level if he sinks down into the sand next to them. Once you get a Spiny stuck inside a block or a wall, they'll start shaking at an incredibly high speed. I don't think they'd actually be able to walk straight even if they managed to escape from that hell, so they might be better off stuck in here forever. Also, the sound effect that you get from a Spiny once it's stuck in the wall is not very pleasant. Yeah, that can get kind of annoying. The second Spiny glitch is found in World 6-2 with an ice flower or a penguin suit active. With either of these power-ups, you can just about freeze a Spiny that's crawling around on the underneath of the blocks halfway through the stage by bouncing ice off the ground. Once you manage to freeze it, ground pound the blocks above it to create a glitch that defies all physics and leaves the Spiny crawling in the air when the ice melts. You probably won't notice right away, but as the Spiny does its dance up here, you'll see that over time it's actually moving up the screen very, very slowly. Eventually it'll reach the ceiling of the cave, but as soon as it touches, it'll just carry on like normal, so I guess there's nothing game-breaking to see here. Look, I warned you these glitches weren't going to be helpful, so TCCO, help me out here, man. There's got to be some better things to see than this in this game.
Don't worry, Mikey. I've got some things to show off that are pretty, well, these are unhelpful too, honestly. There's a couple of glitches you can trigger using the flagpoles at the end of each level that you're probably not going to want to try for yourselves since they'll both leave you soft-locked and trapped forever. For the first one, you've got to start things up in co-op mode and have one of the players press A to trap themselves inside of a bubble for safety. Once they're in there and out of harm's way, get the other player to make their way to the end of the level, where you can activate the glitch by touching the flagpole on the exact same frame as pressing the A button. If you get the timing just right, they'll turn into a bubble and leave you hanging in a soft lock. Since, you know, there's no one around to save either of you from the fun you're having in those bubbles. Or wherever Mario disappeared to anyway. The dimension he ended up in can't be any more dangerous than some of the places he has to go to save Peach anyway. If you try this one without the player trapped in a bubble, then the camera decides to glitch out too and wander off. It stops above the beginning of the level where you're still soft-locked, so the end result is exactly the same. The second glitch is frame perfect too, but it's a little easier since for this one you can watch the clock for a little extra timing help. All you've got to do is stand next to the flagpole and touch it on the same frame as the time is up. If you manage to nail this one, the player who touched the flagpole will start to cuddle the pole and, how long do you think is too long for a hug? I know Peach is gone, but I don't think this is necessary. Also, you've got someone staring at you from a bubble, and it can't get much more awkward than that. It tells you to shake the controller for the trapped player to escape the bubble during both of these glitches. But all inputs are disabled, so the game is just straight up lying to you at this point, since the only way to recover from these is a reset. And if you do try this on your own without a friend, the timer rolls over to 0 and you finish the level like normal. So that makes it co-op only. Didn't you mention something about another flagpole glitch, Mikey?
You better believe I've got a third and final flagpole glitch that's way easier to pull off, and it won't leave you softlocked either, so I'd say that this is better in every single way. In World 4-5, jump on a Yoshi and get hit by anything around the end of the level so that he starts to run towards the flagpole. Let him run off the screen, and after a second or two, follow up behind him so that the flagpole appears, and you'll see that it's got us covered and stops Yoshi from escaping. Man, it's a good job that this game is in 2D, otherwise Yoshi might just have run around the side of the flagpole and we might never have seen him again. Saying that, this gets a little stranger if you scroll Yoshi off screen again and then come back to the flagpole, because he actually did manage to sneak past the flag and he stands next to us during the victory pose. I have no idea what's going on here, but it's a thing. An unhelpful thing again, but it's still a thing. Let me remind you that we 100% warned you that this game is full of pointless glitches. Alright?
There's another glitch hiding in the game which you'll only get to see in co-op mode. So I really hope you've got at least one friend in your life to try these out with. Otherwise, Mikey knows just how you feel. If you can find an area in the game where there's a ceiling and a floor at the same height as a pipe that you can walk into, keep shaking both your Wiimotes while next to it, and soon enough one of you will end up sliding through the pipe and into the wall. Whoever gets pushed into the pipe can jump to get above the screen. Luckily, this time it's not a softlock, since you can get out of the glitch situation by either having the trapped player press A to get into bubble mode so that they can be rescued, heading through the pipe to get into the next area, or just by quitting the level completely. There's a way to get both players trapped up here which would force you to wait for the time to run out, but we couldn't figure out the timings for this one, and the only time we've ever seen it done is in this video. The link to the video is in the description, but you might want to turn the volume down for this one. Trust me on that, because I don't think Mikey took the hint.
Sorry, did you say something? I still can't hear anything from the music in that video you just showed me. Anyway, I'm going to show off a little glitch that many people might not have seen before, which is a really nice change for a game like New Super Mario Bros. Wii. If you head into any of the Overworld enemy fights and finish them, a chest will appear that contains items that you can use before entering into a level. If you land on the ground in front of a chest and press A to bubble in co-op mode, you'll activate the chest and float away from it without opening it. As soon as the other player rescues you, the chest will open and the end of the fight will play out like normal. As a little... I don't know what to call this. I'm not really sure if it's a bonus because it doesn't add anything to anything. You can actually use this one to fail the stage after opening the chest, but you still don't get the items from it, so why would you bother? I mean, a bonus is a bonus, but aren't bonuses supposed to be good things? Question mark? There's one more game-breaking glitch that we can see with two players if we go into battle mode and play through the level Coin-1. At the end of the level, there's a couple of green paratroopers flying right before the flagpole, and all you've got to do is jump onto each of them and then ground pound onto the flag when you're above it. As soon as the victory animation starts, you'll see that the blocks after the flag are activated, because the game thinks that now, even though your character is walking, they're ground pounding at the same time. This leads to a softlock, since whoever has the glitch active can't reach the end of level trigger, and he just runs in place forever. So, yeah, it's time to reset again. This is the most softlocks in a game that we've seen in some time. And it's fair to say that we've been through some of the best glitches that this game has to offer, but I'm going to leave the final few to TCCO to show us, since, you know, he's our special guest and it wouldn't be fair to let him get away with doing nothing in this episode.
Thanks for that, man. I appreciate the extra workload over here. There's another minor glitch you can do on any level in the game if you're riding on Yoshi. For this one, you're going to need to find a question mark block and have Yoshi duck down underneath it, then jump and make Mario dismount as his head is almost touching the block. If you get the timing on this one right, then Mario will pop right on through and onto the top of it. This is another one of those glitches that sounds easy, but the timing is again frame perfect, so it might take some time for you to glitch through as smoothly as this. If you fail it and hit the block instead, you can keep trying this one on the blank blocks, so it shouldn't take too long to play around and glitch through. And once you've impressed everyone like this, well, just carry on playing like normal, I guess. To round off all the glitches we've seen today, let's take a look at one last one that you probably haven't seen. In the overworld, there are enemies that you can clash with to start a mini battle and earn items, as we saw in the chest glitch a little earlier in the episode. Well, if you happen to see these enemies in the overworld, you might notice that they jump in time with certain parts of the background music. If you enter a level while some kinds of enemy are doing their timed action, then you can freeze them in mid-air while the enter level animation is playing. It's best to show off with Lakitu because his momentum carries on after selecting a level, meaning he can clip through the floor slightly. Still nothing extreme here, but at least it's a little something extra that you can do with this glitch. And with that, that's everything we wanted to show off today in New Super Mario Bros. Wii. Sure, there are games with better glitches, but where else are you going to see a collaboration between two of your favourite creators? If you like my voice, have a look at the cut content of, where we've got a brand new episode voiced by Mikey, all about the stuff Nintendo removed from New Super Mario Bros. Wii. I'll hand back over to Mikey one last time, since this is his channel and it's only fair that he has the final word. Bye!
Thanks so much for being part of the episode, TCCO. You guys need to check out his content because there's a ton of stuff that he shows off that even I haven't seen before, so go, go, go. But first, a huge thank you to the people that I'm eternally grateful to, this month's top supporters. With one more patron on board this month, they're Toadsbrot, Max Wegner, John Tekar, Keith Myers, Fun for Hire, Sam Kirkham, and Multimedia Nerd. Everyone has these guys to thank for the soon-to-be improved audio and video quality on the channel. As always, if you want to keep up to date with everything that's going on with the channel, head over to Twitter, join the Discord, subscribe, and all that other good stuff that you can find down there in the description. Thank you all so much for watching, as always, and don't forget, I love you all. Mwah!